Okay, so we're here with Eric of RTS Intercom Systems, and you were telling me about how we could work with in the field, the best way to work with a live view or options.
Right. Yeah, so part of that is part of our ecosystem is what's called V-Link, and V-Link is a cell phone app that ties directly into our intercom system. So effectively, whomever, if you put a party line on that says Andy out in the field, Andy on his phone would be able to open the app and have multiple party lines or point to points depending on how the system is functioning or set up. And in that would be not a phone call, it's an actual app, push to talk, and that could be direct to the producer, direct to the director, to audio, you name it. It would be basically a subset. It would be a subset of what's on the panel would be available to him on the phone. Excellent. So and that's called V-Link, and that's and that requires running Dante. Okay. And because our backbone is Dante, that shows up in Dante controller, and then we route it into our panels that way.
Very good.
And that's effectively what it is.
And that system would be separate from what you were mentioning about our option of tapping into live view's capability.
Yeah, I mean live view has capability for sure for intercom. Okay. It's one channel, I believe, on live view. So this would give you multiple. I mean, obviously, if you're in the field, you're talking to production. Right. But if you needed another button for engineering or another button for someone else in the field, to be able to talk. Hey, I'm Andy shooting at, one angle, and you have another operator or camera operator shooting another, you could talk point to point to them too. Okay. So without a phone call, it's just really
And so with the live view, we have two LU300 encoders. Would we be assigning buttons here on this unit to those, and then it's simply a press, and I get one or two of the camera people?
Depending on how you set it up, it could be set up. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to set up. So it could be as a party line, as a group. So you could have your video QC talk to both camera operators when they respond. It could just be basically one-to-one, or have it as a party line where they can hear the whole conversation back and forth.
Very good.
There's all kinds of ways to parse it out depending on what your workflow is, but the idea is that V-Link gives you that opportunity or that option to set it up as in the field to have literally almost like a little key panel like this on your hip, and not have to rely on a single channel. I'm not sure about live view as far as how many channels they have, but I believe it's just one channel.
Okay. Our receiver is a two-channel unit, so both of our LU300s go into that receiver.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know enough about the live view other than the fact that it does have an intercom channel.
Gotcha.
But it's only limited to what how you tie it into your intercom system, really.
Very good.
So, but we've tied into live view as well. So I mean, So that's just, it depends on what the I/O is. If it's analog, then we can come in analog into our system, or through a Dante network, or however your workflow is.
And can you give me any or a brief talk about the studio headsets that would be compatible with these? Because the current system we have, the batteries I know are old and dying.
So when you say studio headsets, you're talking about
wireless,
the intercom?
Wireless intercom.
Oh, wireless intercom. Okay, so we have Romeo. It's a product called Romeo, which is our wireless intercom. Okay. I mean, it's as far as longevity of the battery, whatever. I think pretty close to 8-10 hours on one battery. Obviously, of course, charge it fully before you go out in the field. But
we're using them most in our studios.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you can buy it with a 6-bay charger too, so you can always have spares and pop them in and out. I mean, it's one of those things, and we are in the process of developing a new system too. So.
Oh, you are. Okay. And what would do you have any idea of the features of the new system?
Not at this point. Okay. Yeah. So.
Do you think it might be featured at NAB Las Vegas this year?
Yes.
Okay. You're that close?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
So that's about all I can say about it. But yeah, it's something that is on the horizon.
Very good.
Very real.
Okay. Thank you very much, Eric. I really appreciate it.